My Super Bowl bubble has increased to 5 teams now, as of this week.
I thought it had been 5 teams already.
It was four.
Did you take the Ravens out?
They're still in there. They've been in there for like about a month now.
So who's the 5th team? Because I'm assuming Niners, Ravens, Cowboys, Eagles are 4.
And Dallas now 5.
So the Chiefs are still in there.
Yeah, still in there.
I don't think.
Despite that.
Okay,
I said
I
the
can
Chiefs
get.
could still be a 12-win team when it's all said and
So
done.
That's fine, and I get they're there because they're like in your mind they're the biggest competition to the Ravens.
So let me clarify for the listeners real quick. When I do a bubble, this is what my mind is.
No.
Do I see this team playing on Championship Sunday?
Got
Not Super Bowl Sunday, but Championship Sunday. That's the new contender. I still see, even with all the Chiefs struggles, I still see them playing for the AFC title this year.
I mean, the history book would tell you have no business putting the Cowboys there until they actually win in the second round.
I think, but I can see this Cowboys team. I mean, hell, I predicted them to go to the Super Bowl this year, but I can see this Cowboys team playing.
I had nothing to do with this crime.
No, he already.
Crime. I said this in August, though.
He already pissed me off.
I've been since August. I've been saying this shit. I think
you backed off of it lately, and now you're back on that ish. You backed off of it. The Cowboys have spanked the Eagles, and now that that's happened, you're back on the proverbial horse, cowboy horse. See what I did there?
He's on the gym. He's on the gym. I hope. Not me.
What's that?
He's on the gym there. Not me, right?
For what?
But the cowboy horse and backing off now.
You're back. You stopped talking about the Cowboys in the Super Bowl a couple weeks back at least.
They weren't in your bubble 3 weeks ago.
They were they were not my bubble at all this year.
And that's my point. Yo, they were in your bubble.
Oh, let's start the year.
The
Niners loss took them out.
I see what you did there, Jim, and that was brilliant.
The Niners loss took them out, and then they need a quality win. They got the quality win finally. This last 2 weeks, really, to be honest, you guys still think Seattle's a good team, so they got 2 quality wins in a row. And there you go. I think. And I remember I told you on our brackets too. We did a student game podcast back in August. I had Dallas beating Philly in the divisional round in Philly as a wild card. So my game.
I mean, let's be fair too. The loss by the Cowboys to the Eagles in Philly was by 5 points, and like
by 2 yards.
Loss
and 2 yards.
And I'll still debate the Luke Schoonmaker touchdown, no touchdown, but that's neither here nor there. You can't go back and change it. But I mean, the Cowboys, I thought the Cowboys were the better of the 2 teams. They lost, which sucks. But like, I thought they were better than the Eagles. It's just they flinched in the final 3 minutes.
So my argument for the year started was that I believe that the Cowboys and Eagles were a little more even than people give credit for. My issue with the Cowboys is getting through San Francisco. But I've always thought.
But okay, no, you don't get to turn around and make my point that I just fucking made.
I've been saying for 3 years now. What are you talking about?
When? Exactly.
I picked San Fran 2 years ago in the playoffs. I picked San Fran last year in the playoffs in Dallas.
That's not you making the point this season of, hey, the Browns are going to make the Super Bowl. Buddy, you're assuming they're going to beat the Cowboys, or excuse me, the Niners in the playoffs at that point.
Well, that was my prediction when the year started.
You haven't read a fucking history book.
Do I think? Okay, look. Do I want to be right? Not necessarily right.
Nobody said about want. I'm just.
Do I think right now through 14 weeks, will the Cowboys beat the Niners in play in Championship Sunday? Probably not.
Then, in the words of Brad Pitt in Moneyball, my friends.
But But here's the problem, though. If we make a prediction, okay. I had to make Bengals in the Super Bowl before the year started. We all had to make.
But to your bubble point, them being against the 49ers on Championship Sunday to you means they're in the bubble. That's what you mean.
They're playing for the title game, for the right to win the Super Bowl.
That's what you mean when you say in the bubble. It's like you're, and I get what you're doing. It's a discussion point. Congratulations, we're discussing it. But like, it's the CJ
content, baby.
It's the CJ Stroud MVP candidate thing. You're not saying he's going to win it, but you're saying that like now injury and all of that aside, I think he's unfortunately found himself out of the conversation a bit.
So what he's done is thrown Dan Campbell under the bus because that's why that's possible.
But like your argument a couple weeks ago was that he's gonna in your top 5 at the end of the year. So he's in the discussion. He's not gonna win. He's in the discussion. The Cowboys aren't gonna beat the 49ers on Championship Sunday, but they're there. That's what you're doing.